Girls don't like boys, girls like cars and money. Girls will laugh at boys when they're not. Oh, hi, Mark. Welcome to another episode of All About the Music. This is ranking the studio albums by pop punk sensations. Good Charlotte. I know everybody loves Good Charlotte. There are no haters of this band out there in the world. They're just the biggest band in the universe. They have no dislikes. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm Chris Norwood. I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded by every musician ever. And I've listened to all of Good Charlotte. And I'm here today to rank their studio albums for you, the people. So let's just jump right into it. We start with the worst and work our way up to the best. I am a Good Charlotte fan. So with that being said, I am a fan that doesn't like all of their music. They have some really bad albums. They have some really bad songs. And we're going to jump right in to the worst of the worst. And then we're going to work our way up to the stuff that I absolutely love by Good Charlotte. This band gets a lot of unfair hatred. And, you know, it's okay. It's okay to be a poppy rock band. It's not okay to put out garbage like this. Coming in last is going to be Youth Authority from 2016. After so many good albums, let me see what came before this. Okay, so yeah, the album before this and this one, not good. But Youth Authority is the absolute worst. John Feldman producing. And this is just absolute cringe. And of course, Good Charlotte have always been a little bit cringy, even though I like them. It felt like they were kind of at least in on the joke on the other albums. And this album seems like they've lost all self-awareness and that they have literally at this point in their career, they felt like a parody of themselves in the worst possible way. Life Changes is horrible. I can't stand the music. I can't stand the lyrics. Oh, the lyrics are worse than the music, and the music is absolute trash. Makeshift Love is one of the worst singles I've ever heard. Until I hear 40 Ounce Dream. Life Can't Get Much Better. Keep Swingin' featuring Kellen Quinn. Reason to Stay featuring Simon Neil. Even these features are trash. Stray Dogs, Stick to Your Guns, Interlude, The Outfield, Cars Full of People, War, and Moving On. Maybe The Outfield is, I wouldn't call it a highlight. It's the least garbage track on the album. This album made me sick. Being a Good Charlotte fan, this was like the end for me. We'll get on, we'll talk about some later albums coming up soon. But Youth Authority was absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Hated everything about it. Absolute trash. I've been a Good Charlotte fan since 99-2000. I was in 10th grade. And now I'm 35. So I've been a Good Charlotte fan for 20 years. And Youth Authority made me angry. It was that bad. It was vomit-inducing. Please, goodness gracious, don't make a record like that ever again, Good Charlotte. It was worse than your greatest hits that you made into a rap remix album for some reason. And that was sickening. Hated it. Ooh, okay. Let's get into the better stuff. Let's keep on moving towards the greatness of Good Charlotte, the great Charlottes. Okay, coming in next, this one's pretty bad as well. 2010's Cardiology. This one was a real disappointment for me in 2010 after really enjoying a lot of what had come before this one. Without giving away too many spoilers, introduction to Cardiology, a throwaway intro. Let the music play. Counting the Days, Silver Screen Romance. I like It's Her Birthday. It was okay. Last Night and Sex on the Radio. And that's it. Nothing else here is good at all. Nothing. It's not terrible. Like, Youth Authority made me want to crash my car into a wall. And Cardiology just kind of made me, it didn't want to make me rip my heart out and throw it at someone. It just made me, it made me not want to hear it. It wasn't like sickening, but it was very meh. That's okay. Never want to hear that again. So Cardiology, again, don't ever want to hear it. Don't need to hear it. Don't want to revisit it. I gave it several listens. I drove around with it because, like I said, I'm a huge Good Charlotte fan. I wanted to like it. I wanted to like Youth Authority, wanted to like Cardiology, but they were kind of trash. Moving on. Now, with those really bad albums, I did not have any expectations for Good Charlotte in 2018 whatsoever. I thought I like their older stuff. I'm gonna still give them a chance. I always give everybody a chance, no matter how many decades their music has been sucking. But I felt like Good Charlotte was kind of just going in a really terrible direction, stylistically, musically, personally, just going in bad directions. But I was actually pleasantly surprised when 2018's Generation RX came out, and it wasn't a steaming pile of garbage, dog puke. I had to clean up dog puke when I got home today. My dog's got stomach problems. So, Generation RX, pretty good title track. Self-Help is okay. I was not crazy about Shadow Boxer, which was the lead single, I believe. Actual Pain, Prayers was really great. Cold Song, Leech with Sam Carter. Better Demons is another highlight, and California. Now, this album's unusual in that there's only 9 songs, and it does come across as if maybe Good Charlotte couldn't write 10 songs. They maybe only had 9. So it does feel like they're lacking a little bit. It feels like they just didn't have a lot of material. Now, if you have 10 songs, okay, 10-song record, it's a little bit short for my taste, but sometimes it works. There's a lot of great 10-song records, but this album is not great. It's just a step in the right direction after the absolute mind-boggling garbageness of Cardiology and Youth Authority. So Generation X going in a direction that I really like compared to 2 albums, 6 years worth of trash. And their greatest remix hits, whatever, that thing made me mad too. Just make a greatest hits. Why? Who was asking for you to take your greatest hits and just drop rappers and rap beats over all of them? You could have done it with a couple of songs, like done like a cool hip-hop inspired version of The Young and the Hopeless or something like that. But to do every single on it like that? What? Like, whose idea was that? Was that a record executive? Was that the band? If Good Charlotte want to make a rap album, I'd be all for that. That would be kind of interesting. But just to mess up all their greatest hits for their greatest hits release, really stupid. Really bad idea. I guarantee you that thing didn't sell any copies. So, I'm going to get in a little bit better mood. I'm really tired today, but the next albums coming up are going to really pump me up and lift my spirits. The next one, and I'm going to have physical copies of these because I do love this band. Still love them after one not so great album and two just garbage trash albums. Coming in next is going to be 2004's Chronicles of Life and Death. I do have one issue with this, but this happens with a lot of records. There's two versions. There's the life version, and there's the good version, the death version that I got. Now, I did have to download separately the life bonus track because they want you to buy 2 copies of their record, and I need to see what this is like on streaming and figure out, let's see, GC on streaming, life or death version. I need to see on Spotify how that works when you get the life or death version. This one has the bonus track Meet My Maker, which is a good song. This album was a huge change stylistically for Good Charlotte, and it worked really well. It was just a little bit jarring when you had 2 records of pure pop punk, and then you have this, which is very experimental and orchestral in places, and very thematic, very anthematic as well. The intros, I wish bands wouldn't just throw away tracks on these musical passages that go nowhere, but the intro is not bad here. The Chronicles of Life and Death, the title track is good. These are the Chronicles of Life and Death and blah, 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 blah. Walk Away Maybe is showing you that this record is not going to be your classmates' Good Charlotte, I guess. I was going to say your grandfather's Good Charlotte, but come on, man. Most of my parents barely knew who Good Charlotte were. Actually, my mom liked Good Charlotte a good bit. God rest her soul. So, yeah, my mom did dig Good Charlotte a lot. So that was a cool memory. SOS is great. I just want to live. That high-pitched singing was ridiculous, and I enjoyed it. It was a pretty fun single, fun video. The Ghost of You. There's a My Chemical Romance. There's a million songs called Ghost of You. This one's not bad. Predictable was the lead single, which got everybody kind of confused. Like, what's going on with this video? What's going on with this band? Weren't they like a pop punk band? Secrets. The Truth is one of the rawest, most emotional songs that Good Charlotte had done up to this point. The World is Black is my favorite on here. The world is black and there's no hope. That's what we're told. Mountain is a great one. We Believe is one of the weaker tracks, but still not bad. It Wasn't Enough and In This World Murder and Meet My Maker. Now, just looking at this track listing, I really want to go back and revisit this for sure. It's been some years since I've listened to this, and I am really excited to listen to this again and see how it holds up 16 years later. So this is the death version. I'm not sure what the booklet looks like in the life version. Not the best artwork, but I do love that the lyrics are in here. They're easy to read. Really digging the white background with the black text. That's a lot easier to read. And you got this always, all my CDs, I still have all this stuff. Maybe, probably not worth anything. Maybe it is. Maybe for collectors it is. I do consider myself a compact disc collector. All illustrations by the guitarist Billy. Ooh, there is the band. There's the band there. You got Benji, Joel, Paul, Billy, and Chris Wilson. Really great album. Sort of, maybe kind of a concept record about the life and death. But I would be remiss to tell you that I could tell you what this album was about. I could tell you the themes and the ideas behind it, just looking at the tracks. So you got the entire idea. Of course, the title of the album is The Chronicles of Life and Death. A lot of dark subjects here, ending relationships, an absent father, reaching out for help when you need it, just wanting to be yourself, being haunted by someone, being disappointed in someone, just general bleak despair and unhappiness make this one a pretty great album. I love despair and unhappiness. It's part of life, and you just gotta face it head on. You gotta know that it's gonna be part of your day when you're alive, when you're a human being or another species. Earlier today, you want to get a little bit off track, a little bit sidetrack here, because Good Charlotte does have sort of a spiritual side. I had a theological question for my coworker today at work. If we were to discover aliens, do you guys think that the aliens would or should be baptized? I know I actually looked it up. The Catholic Church is on board with baptizing Martians, should we encounter them. My thing is, the aliens probably didn't screw up like humans screwed up. So they probably don't need Jesus to save them. They may have other instructions from God as to how Martians receive salvation. Maybe they're perfect. Maybe God has some other plan for the Martians. That would be interesting. If we ever meet aliens, we got to ask them about their religions and see if their religions line up with ours. And then we got to figure out if they're talking about the same God or not. Very off topic for a Good Charlotte video, but I don't know. God and good sound the same, so it seemed like a good time to bring it up. Like and subscribe. We're going to move on to a better and brighter Good Charlotte record. This is going to be my third favorite. Good Morning Revival from 2007. This one had a very different vibe. And other than Cardiology and Youth Authority, every Good Charlotte album has kind of had a different flavor, even if it has been pop punk the entire way. This one, I really enjoyed that it was more of a rock record than a pop punk record. Beautiful artwork. This CD's been through some things with me over the last 13 years. There's that same thing again. Back of it's not that great. Not really digging the back of Good Morning Revival. But this has... now this is how big of a fan I am of Good Charlotte. So starting with Chronicles of Life and Death, I'd say this is a near perfect record. It's just the songs progressively get better as we go towards the end of my list. This is a darn near perfect record too. Oh, there's the front, and then we're working our way. Woo! Lots of stuff in here. Lots of those band pictures. Hopefully nothing offensive. A lot of little tiny writing that I can't read. There's Joel. There's the whole band. Yeah, I can't read any of that. So not the best booklet, but this album really packs an emotional punch that they kind of were perfecting. They were figuring out on Chronicles of Life and Death. We'll get you that little promotion thing. Walmart exclusive. You guys want to try to download it? It's 13 years old, so go for it, my guy. If you want to get it, there's all the records when this one came out. I gotta piece this thing together the best I can. So on Good Morning Revival, we got the title track, Misery, The River. If you don't want to listen to any Good Charlotte song at all, or you only have time to listen for I can't speak tonight. The River featuring M Shadows and Sinister Gates. That's my all-time favorite Good Charlotte song. It's on this record, and this is my third favorite. So listen to The River by Good Charlotte with Avenged Sevenfold members. Dance Floor Anthem is pretty good. Keep Your Hands Off My Girl sees the band exploring hip-hop and doing a pretty good job of it here. Victims of Love is okay. Where Would We Be Now is a huge rock ballad that I love a lot. Break Apart Her Heart has the rapid-fire delivery of lyrics that just really make a punk song, in my opinion. All Black goes back to those Chronicles of Life and Death lyrics of just being obsessed with darkness and how the world is just a really disturbing place. This one's a little bit more inward focused, where he's just talking about himself being all black. Beautiful Place is another great ballad. There's a lot of slow moments on here. And Something Else, I don't really even recall Something Else. Broken Hearts Parade and March On really do this album a nice closing, and I really want to go back and listen to these. I got to tell you folks, after doing this video, I'm going to be driving around blasting Good Charlotte the rest of the week. I'm going to take out, well, I don't know, I got my own solo record in the car, so I don't know. Me, Good Charlotte. Me, Good Charlotte. Anyway, it's going to be Good Charlotte. They're more talented than I am. I promise you. Not even ashamed to admit that, because Good Charlotte are a good band. I was really torn on my top two. It ultimately came down because, like I said, we were perfect. They were at perfection at Chronicles of Life and Death. Just Youth Authority, Cardiology, and Generation X can go away. There are good moments in Generation RX, but those aren't great records. You know, Generation RX is okay. Chronicles of Life and Death, great. Good Morning Revival, great. But what are your top two Good Charlotte records? I was so torn. Ultimately, I kind of went with the classic, like what really represents Good Charlotte for me for my number one pick. It was really tough because coming in second from first is this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous 2002 record. I was listening to a lot of punk rock in 2002, and this was the poppiest of the barrel for sure. But I love this thing. This thing is amazing. It's pop punk perfection for sure, if there ever was any. At least other than Green Day. So this is A New Beginning, the Anthem. This was the beginning of Good Charlotte kind of really just saying, hey, we're going to sell a lot of records. We're going to make pop music, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Got the Anthem. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining. If money is such a problem, you got so many problems. Think I could solve them, solve them, solve them. If you want me to stay, I would stay right oh. If you want me to go, just head boppers. The Story of My Old Man, they're always going back to that. It's got to hurt them, considering they've had a song about it on every record about how their dad abandoned them. Girls don't like boys, girls like cars and money. My Bloody Valentine is my least favorite track on the record, but it's not bad. It's just, it doesn't really catch my attention the way these other songs do. Hold On is a great anti-suicide message. If you need to hear something powerful by Good Charlotte, you're having a tough time, you're trying to find somebody that cares, listen to Hold On. It might help you out a little bit if you're having emotional problems, I think it might do you some good. I might need to listen to it tonight because we all suffer from emotional problems. I will admit it. I'll admit it on YouTube. I have emotional problems. I got them. I've suffered today. I've suffered this week. I've suffered a long time. So hold on. If you want some emotional gravitas from Good Charlotte that maybe you don't think they do have some deep, deep songs. And that one's a single, and it's pretty deep. Riot Girl is pretty fun. Say Anything is great too. The Day That I Die. And the title track. Come on, man. The Young and the Hopeless. I love Benji's scream in that one. You don't hear screams a lot, and you don't hear Benji singing lead a lot. So Young and the Hopeless, real great moment there. Emotionless is one that I don't go back to as much as is Moving On. But this record, just great track after great track after great track. Smells perfect. Love albums. Ooh, you can see stuff through there. The TV, a little bit cliche album art there. Ooh, not digging these lyric sheets at all. That's hard to read, people. That's gonna get you bumped down on my list. I am kind of embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed to be a Good Charlotte fan. I'm not embarrassed at all. You know, I like Backstreet Boys. I like NSYNC. You know, don't be embarrassed to listen to anything. There's no reason to be embarrassed of music you like. Nickelback, Imagine Dragons, don't be embarrassed to listen to music. But I am a little bit, I do feel a little bit awkward that I had these guys on my wall. And even today, I'm 35. I'll be 35 pretty soon. I don't want posters of like people on my wall. If I like, whether it's male or female, I don't want pictures of people on my wall. I want like album art on my wall. So I did have a huge Good Charlotte poster like this, and it's kind of embarrassing today. If, you know, I would like to have like some album art, like that would be okay. That would be okay. Or even the Good Morning Revival cover would be good. But yeah, this booklet is not great. It is thick, so it gets points for being thick. A thick girl, you know that it's on. You know that it's on. Nelly. I got to rank the studio albums by Nelly. At some point, I got to do some more hip-hop. I did do several hip-hop ranking the studio albums, and then I kind of got back into this rock and roll groove. I was trying to do some bigger names. Are you ready? Speaking of bigger names, bigger and better things. The best Good Charlotte record of all time! What is your favorite Good Charlotte record of all time? Oh man, this album, it brings back memories high school. It brings back memories of high school. 2000, me and some of my best friends, Jennifer and Kate, and I miss that. I miss having friends that I could talk to about music. Of course, I was one of the only guys at high school that liked Good Charlotte. But interesting enough, my friend Kate, she actually lives next door now, or her family lives next door 20 years later. So who knew? Small world, right? So music connects us all. Got to get a little bit more philosophical on this channel. Let's start deep diving into the emotional gravitas of music. And Good Charlotte, why not do it on Good Charlotte's video? You want to do it on Cold, or you want to do it on whoever, but you don't want to do it on Good Charlotte? Well, shame on you, you freaking hater. The greatest Good Charlotte record of all time is going to be, so far, will my ranking change when they release another album? their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th album. Can you imagine Good Charlotte's 8th album? Tell me what it sounds like, if you can imagine it in its entirety. Coming in first, this is the back. And now this one did have several versions come out too. That was kind of irritating me. But 2000, Good Charlotte, self-titled. And The Young and the Hopeless is really great. But this one, produced by Don Gilmore, managed by Steve Fieldberg, Fine Music Management. This one has the songs that got me into Good Charlotte. Little things, little things, little things. Waldorf, Worldwide, Naptown. Motivate me. I want to get myself out of this bed. East Coast Anthem, festival song, Complicated, Seasons, I Don't Want to Stop. This record got me writing poetry. Seeing this band perform on TV, I think in 2000, 2001, it made me want to be a musician. So this thing inspired me in 2000. I would have been 14, 15 years old. Hearing this music made me want to make music, made me want to write poetry, really bad poetry, really bad songs. But this really influenced me and inspired me in a huge way. So don't pass it up because you think it's too poppy, too lighthearted, whatever. Where were we? Seasons, I Don't Want to Stop, I Heard You, The Click, Walk By, Let Me Go, Screamer, and Change. These songs made me cry in high school. Just, oh man, the issues with girls. You know, I'm 34, going on 35. This stuff is still relevant to me today. And it takes me back to like English class in 2000. I can see the other students. I have this whole booklet memorized. There's Benji with his pink hair. There's his other brother from the same mother. They're twins, if you didn't know. And I got this guy. I don't think I don't think Aaron is in Good Charlotte anymore. Billy certainly is. Billy is a huge part of Good Charlotte's sound. I feel like he's one of the main creative brains in operation. Maybe Paul is too. I don't know. If you guys know, please tell me. All songs written by the twins, Benji and Joel. Except for Let Me Go in Season, which had some writing features by Josh Ian. And that is it. Good Charlotte thanks a lot of people. The compact disc was manufactured, blah, 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 critical, whatever. But yeah, some of my favorite lyrics of all time in here, guys. Little things, little things, little things, little things. Like the time in school when we got free lunch and the cool kids beat us up. And the cool kids drove convertibles and we had to ride the bus. Oh man, 20 years. And I'm just kind of skimming the lyrics. By the time that girl broke up with me because I wasn't cool enough. Trick! Oh man. I thought that was so controversial back then, 20 years ago. Trick! Trick! Trick or treat. The little things, the little things, the little things. Oh man. Listen up, cause there ain't nothing funny. I want a hot girl and a little bit of money. I want a little place where my band can live, cause I'm tired of moving every other weekend. Spend your lazy, endless crazy days inside my head. Oh man, the nostalgia here. Oh man, Joel thanks. He thanks his heavenly Father, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who is always faithful even when I am not. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You don't hear it worded like that by too many rock stars. A lot of them just say God and they move on. East Coast Anthem. Walking on the streets of D.C., on the East Coast where I live, say, what's your problem? What's with this angry kid? You don't like the way I walk, or the way I talk, or the way I show my hands. You don't like the thoughts I think. I know you'll never understand. Festival song was really fun. I don't care about a thing today. Complicated Seasons. I gotta listen to this again. 20 years, guys. Been a Good Charlotte fan 20 years now. Seasons. This is where, like, tracks starting around 7, this is where things get really emotional. And you get a lot of these really painful songs about rejection from the romantic interests, as it were. I Don't Want to Stop, I Heard You. I don't understand why the Click lyrics are not in the booklet. What is up with that? Why is that? It's one of the best songs on the album. And I don't know, Walk By is a really great one too. If you've ever had a romantic problem, you know, not many people have romance problems, right? Like, nobody has problems with relationships. This album is for you. I think anybody can relate to this, except nobody. Nobody can relate to this. Thank You, Mom. Oh, man. That's a great one, too. Again, it can be a little bit disturbing after 7 albums, and the twins are just constantly bringing up the fact that their dad abandoned them and didn't care about them and didn't love them and hated them and mistreated their mom and mistreated their siblings, and he's garbage and he left them, and he's an awful dad, and he's a deadbeat dad. And Good Charlotte's entire discography is about their dad being a deadbeat dad, and he's a deadbeat dad, and he's a deadbeat dad, deadbeat dad, deadbeat dad. But like I said, and don't, make fun of me if you want to, this record changed my life. I was 14, 15 when I heard this, 34 now, and this thing really changed the way that I listen to music. By this time, I had already deep dived into a lot of the earlier Green Day records, listening to Nirvana and things like that in 2000. Smash Mouth, Green Day, a lot of those 90s bands. But this was a 2000 band that just really rocked my world in 2000. Can't say enough good things about Good Charlotte, despite those atrocious records from 2010 and 16. They're a fantastic band. They definitely get made fun of a lot. I do know a few people in the modern world. I believe my cousin's wife, she likes Good Charlotte. My cousin's daughter, my second cousin, she likes Good Charlotte. So there are some people out there. I am the only male that I know that likes Good Charlotte. Everybody else is, big tough guy. I don't listen to stuff like that. But I like it. I am not a big tough guy. I'm not a macho guy. I don't like cars and sports. I like music. And Good Charlotte, sorry, they're good. They're good Charlotte. So this has been Ranking the Studio Albums. You guys please like and subscribe. I'm Chris Norwood. That's Buddy scratching himself to death back there. Please support the channel and share these videos. If you know somebody that likes Good Charlotte, hey, let them watch this. If you like Good Charlotte, that's why you're here. Yeah. Like and subscribe. I got this move from Pay Money Wubby. Except I'm not as vulgar and obnoxious as Pay Money Wubby. I mean, he's more entertaining. Sure. Hey, you guys should suggest my channel to Pay Money Wubby. Anyway, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.